The college football bowl games are soon.
Allied rival.
What's up, guys? It's the Allied Rivals once again. We just did an episode on it was a Will AJ Say Yes
Yep.
episode on MVP favorite for the NFL so far.
Yep.
Go check that out. Also check out Build Your Own Running Back, which we did a couple days ago. As well as our NFL fixture. We've had a good chunk of quality videos in the last few days, so check all those out. But not now because we're here live. Stick with us to the very end.
Yes, sir.
I was checking our first Will AJ Say Yes episode, and somehow we have a 206% average view duration, which I don't know how that's possible, but whatever you're doing, guys, keep doing it. We love it. So, folks, today we got 9 bowl games.
Yep.
College football we're going to talk about. Is that right,
Yes,
AJ?
sir.
9?
That's correct. I believe it's 9. Yep.
All right. Well,
and really quick, before I'd like to just point something out. Look.
Yeah, please do.
There have been tons of bowl games, right? For years.
Really have.
There have been there was so many college football teams. Right, exactly. And just like everything in the world nowadays, it's corporate sponsored. And so, Cademan, I just wanted to tell you some of my personal favorite sponsored bowl games this year, really fast. Really fast.
Tony the Tiger?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, well, that's one of them. Tony the Tiger's got his own bowl game. Oh, yeah. There's one. We have some classics like AutoZone, New Era's back, Duke's Mayo back once again. The famous, which doesn't even have another name, the Cheez-It Bowl. Literally the Cheez-It Bowl, where your prize is you get a bowl of Cheez-Its on a trophy. That's not even a joke. The Cheez-It Bowl. And, of course, my personal favorite, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. It doesn't get much better than that, man. And then but we got a couple newbies this year. We got roofclaim.com. I can't say it with a straight. I'm sorry. Roofclaim.com joining the fray, along with PUBG Mobile, probably the first independent video game I've ever seen sponsor one. I know PlayStation's had the Fiesta Bowl for like the last decade. Yeah. That's a console. That's not a game. And then came in Oregon State and Utah State get to compete in just the greatest bowl game of all time.
What is it?
The Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. It's literally named after Jimmy. I don't know what Jimmy Kimmel has to do with it. You don't know but it's the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, presented by Stifle. Oh, yeah. I think we got a great lineup of bowl games this year.
We got a great lineup, man. Tony the Tiger, I'm personally looking forward to.
Fair enough.
But AJ, let's get serious. Let's start talking about some of these more important bowl games.
Yep.
Let's start with the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl featuring Michigan State 10-2 and Pittsburgh 11-3. Mm-hmm. AJ, who you got here, man?
Look, Michigan State has unfortunately kind of collapsed near the end of the year. They were trucking toward the Big Ten title and then lost to Ohio State, completely kills them to just knock them out permanently, unfortunately. And it wasn't even close. They got absolutely smacked. Purdue upset City this year for the Big Ten, also kicked them down. Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, on the other side, you got Pittsburgh, who just completely turned their season around and went on an absolute tear after losing to Miami, Florida, Duke, UNC, Virginia, Syracuse, and then finally knocking off Wake Forest, as I predicted. And they rolled. They rolled in that game, Cademan. It wasn't even close. It was 45-21.
Wasn't even close, man.
For them. No picks thrown, no fumbles, and they forced Wake Forest into 4 interceptions.
They sure did.
Only difference here, Michigan State isn't throwing the football. They're going to run it with Kenneth Walker III. And I'm going to pick Michigan State. I like Pittsburgh a lot. They have all of the momentum, but I'm going to go with Michigan State. I think they end the year on a high note.
Same here, man. All right. Well, let's move to, I don't know. I just feel like going in random order with how you put the banners out. Let's go to Iowa versus Kentucky at the VRBO Citrus Bowl.
Yep.
Well, am I wrong, AJ? But didn't Iowa just get demolished by Michigan.
Yeah.
So what's your feelings about this game?
That's definitely a way to put it. Yeah, Iowa, now to be fair, Iowa had a little bit of a rough go of it. They got spoiled by Purdue for one. They came out and then they lose against Wisconsin on the other hand. Unfortunately, because the Big Ten West is so much worse than the Big Ten East right now, which has like four different contenders. But it's not even close. They're going up against a Kentucky team that played in a very tough SEC East. They've overcome almost everything they needed to this year. They went on a bad 3-game losing streak to Georgia. I apologize, Kentucky, but then again, we needed to. Mississippi State and Tennessee in back-to-back-to-back games. Then they finished the year, beat Vandy because everyone should beat Vandy this year. New Mexico State, and then they crushed their biggest rival, Louisville, 52-21. These are two teams trending in opposite directions, Caden. Iowa, as good as their defense has been this year, I'm going to pick Kentucky here. I think they're going to be able to take it. They have a very good rushing game. They've got Will Levis as a great dual threat quarterback. I'm going to go Kentucky.
Yeah, and I pick Kentucky as well just because I don't like how Iowa's been playing the last few games. They haven't always been losing, but some of their wins are sloppy. Just I'm feeling inconsistency.
Yeah. They put up 17 against Northwestern. And Northwestern is like 3-9 this year.
Let's do it. I love Northwestern.
I wish they were good this year.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, AJ, get excited because we are going to the Cotton Bowl Classic. Got you excited for no reason yet.
I'm excited. This is fine.
Are you excited? Okay.
Yeah.
Cincy, the only undefeated team, number 4 seed versus number 1 Alabama.
Yep.
It's going to be probably the best bowl game just because of pure talent. But I could be wrong. These are the bowl games. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
Who's your pick, AJ?
Look, I am so happy Cincinnati got in. They absolutely 100% deserve this. Desmond Ridder, every time I watch him, he's so exciting. And Jerome Ford is just a powerhouse at running back. They tore through the AAC this year. And I know everyone's going to say Cincinnati's unbeaten. Alabama struggled against Auburn. Alabama lost to Texas A&M with a backup quarterback. Yeah, that's all true. But Cincinnati hasn't exactly been untouchable this year either. They almost blew it to, at that time, a 3-6 Tulsa team. They let Navy hang around for way too long. So they're coming out and they're winning games, which is, at the end of the day, what matters. But I think this is still going to be a very close game. I don't think Cincinnati is going to come out and blow them up. And Alabama is now sitting at number 1 after, unfortunately, winning the SEC.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Bryce Young in Alabama. Cincinnati is a great team. They are incredible. There's a reason they're moving to the Big 12 in the next few years. But I'm going to pick the Crimson Tide to move on. As much as I'm rooting for you, Cincinnati, I am pulling for you all the way in this game. But I'm going to go Bama.
Yeah. Bama's going to win this game. I mean, Cincinnati's undefeated, but as we pointed out earlier, they've beaten 2 ranked teams. Mm-hmm. They've beaten Notre Dame and Houston.
Which, to be fair, that Notre Dame game is really big. They're the number 5 team. Like, that game doesn't exist. We start questioning, should Notre Dame be in the top 4 right now? Mm-hmm. So that is a very good win.
It's a big win.
Yeah.
But both of the teams are touchable is the word you used. I'm trying to think of a different word. Like, neither of them is like far ahead of everyone else. Like, for a while we were thinking, oh, it's Georgia and everyone else. It's really not. I'm sorry, AJ. I'm picking Bama. Speaking of Georgia, get excited for real.
Yeah.
Because, number 3 Georgia Bulldogs going to Michigan.
Well, I mean, it's at a neutral site.
Capital One Orange Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. You're crazy if you think I'm not picking Georgia here.
You're not
bias aside. Look, last game hurt. It sure did. It really did. And Michigan is hot when they need to be right now. They lose to Michigan State. They go out, beat Indiana, knock off Penn State, and their hopes of winning the Big Ten, like, completely. destroy Maryland because Maryland hasn't been great this year, but they're not terrible. Then they go beat Ohio State, who at that point was the number one offense in efficiency, points per game, and yards per game in college football. And then they go against Iowa and just obliterate them this year, holding them to 3.9 yards per play the whole game. Iowa couldn't get any yards. So Michigan's defense has stepped up greatly. And I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be Michigan's defense against Georgia's offense, and then Georgia's number one ranked defense against Michigan's offense. I think that's what it's going to come down to. And I'm picking Georgia. Like, you're crazy if I'm not going to pick. I'm crazy if I'm not going to pick Georgia. But yes, did they lose to Alabama? Sure. Alabama's currently number one right now for a reason, of course. But excluding that game, shut down Arkansas. Shut down Kentucky. There's a reason teams average 7 points a game against Georgia. It's going to be close because these are two of the top four teams. This may be the closest top four we've ever had, but I'm going to go Georgia.
Yeah. When I said Alabama versus Cincy might be the best game. No, I think this one will be.
Yeah.
I have to pick Georgia. They've looked too good all year for me not to pick them. And I mean, Michigan has too. They just smoked Iowa.
Yeah.
I never felt like Iowa was that great, but I thought they could put up a better fight against Michigan.
Yeah.
Either way, these are both great teams. AJ, I'd love to see the Bulldogs win just for you.
Thanks, dude.
And I'm not going to pick one because I have no clue. Well, it's my turn to be happy because the Wisconsin Badgers did not get a bowl that I'd ever heard of before. Dude, it must have been it was a while ago when we were playing in the Rose Bowl, and I was like, yes.
It wasn't that long ago.
Biggest Badgers fan in existence. Now we're in the distribution Las Vegas.
I believe formerly the Purple Las Vegas Bowl the pillows and mattresses. That's what it used to be called, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah, another newbie. Welcome SRS distribution.
Well, we got 2 8-4 teams right here. Yeah. You know I'm going to pick my Badgers because we always do well in bowl games.
Yeah.
I was not sarcastic. We actually always win bowl games. And I'm just kind of looking at the stats right now because, to be honest, I haven't watched a single thing of Arizona State. And what I do know about our offense is that Graham Mertz is the most inconsistent quarterback in D1 existence. I have no idea how he's going to do. It's a bowl game, so he better pop off.
Yeah.
If not, he's breaking our nice streak.
Right.
I'm picking Wisconsin.
Yeah. I'm going to go Wisconsin here too. If you look at Arizona State, the Pac-12, a lot of people hate on the Pac-12 for not quite living up to the SEC and Big Ten and to the Big 12 as well over the past few years. If you look at the track record, this is kind of true. Arizona State hasn't been bad. There's a reason they're 8-4. They have a really good offense. But if you look at the teams Wisconsin has lost to this year, scrappy Minnesota team, they lose to. They lose to number 2 Michigan. They lose to Notre Dame. I'm not going to completely discount you or write you off for losing to 2 of the top 3 teams in the country at the beginning of the year. That. And look how they've been performing recently. Destroyed Rutgers, destroyed Northwestern, blew out Iowa. The loss to Minnesota is rough. I think they use that as fuel to come out and beat Arizona State in the Las Vegas Bowl.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Well, let's move through these next 4. Penn State, Arkansas, Outback Bowl, one of the better bowls in my opinion.
Yeah, it's always pretty fun.
Eat some Outback barbecue. Penn State's going home happy on this one. So,
ooh, think so?
I think so.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know, man. Penn State has been up and down for me this year. Of course, once again, all of their losses not that bad. Ohio State, Michigan State. This is also the team that went to 9 overtimes against Illinois. I'm going to pick Arkansas. I'm sure a lot of people in the comments are going to be like SEC bias, but Arkansas is a really good offense this year, guys. They were a touchdown away from beating Alabama. So I'm going to go with Arkansas in the Outback Bowl, but this is one of the bowls I'm expecting to be pretty fun this year.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Next one, let's just hit Notre Dame. They're a great team. I mean, it makes sense why they're not the top 4, but you could still make a case for it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean their
schedules.
Their schedule is pretty easy, all things considered. Like outside of Cincinnati, the next best team they played is no offense, a 4-loss Wisconsin team who has played well, but it's not exactly the upper echelon. But then again,
it's not.
You could say the same thing about Oklahoma, but Oklahoma State has played very, very well this year. Knocked off Kansas, destroyed TCU, beat West Virginia, shut out Texas Tech. They come back and win against Oklahoma, and we're 5 inches away from getting into the top 4 and possibly, we don't know if they would have made it, but possibly making it into the college football playoff, at least having a case against Baylor, who's played upset city all year. I like Notre Dame a lot, but I think Oklahoma State is going to come back furious after the last game. These are the comeback kids all year. I'm going to go with the Cowboys of Oklahoma State.
All right. I go with Oklahoma State in the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl.
Nice.
Next one, like Ohio State.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting demolished by Michigan. I love you more than ever. Going to play Utah in my favorite bowl, the Rose Bowl.
Yep. Always a classic.
AJ, who's your pick?
Look, Utah shocked the world. They knocked off Oregon, went on a run at the end of the season in their Pac-12 games, and are the Pac-12 champions this year. That being said, Ohio State will win. They have had the number 1 offense in college football almost all year. Their 2 losses are to Michigan, who is number 2, mind you. And then, their other one is to Oregon, which doesn't look that good nowadays. But I'm going to go with Ohio State.
All righty. Last one.
Kind of, but
Ole Miss 10-2. Oh, yeah. Ohio State's going to demolish them. Ole Miss 10-2 versus Baylor 11-2.
Yeah.
All-State Sugar Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, AJ, I know nothing about these teams. I can't say that. I do know something, but not compared to you. Hit us with your final thought of the day.
Final thought. Look, Ole Miss is very good this year. They can run it. Matt Corral can throw it over your head. But maybe this one, I might get a little bit biased. I kind of really want Baylor to win here. I'm going to be honest. The loss to TCU makes me very concerned. That was not a very good game for them at all. I mean, I don't think both teams, I think either team scored more than 7 points in a quarter except for one. I think TCU had 9. But knock off Oklahoma, kicking them out, knock off K-State, knock off Texas Tech, and despite the fact they did not score in the second half against Oklahoma State, their defense stood up when it mattered most. This is the one I'm a little bit biased on maybe, but I want the Baylor Bears to take this one home.
Alrighty, Baylor Bears. Better go happy. It'll make AJ happy.
Oh, yeah.
And folks, please.
There you have it.
Go tell us what your favorite bowl name is.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better than Tony the Tiger, in my opinion. AJ, what's your favorite again?
The famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
Idaho Potato.
Not the Idaho. No. The famous.
Idaho Potato?
It's specific.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Man. All right.
Yep.
Dude, I don't know. I think they should come up with the Purple Panda Bowl or something.
Dude, why don't they just have an Allied Rivals Bowl yet?
That's facts.
They've
Allied
never
Rivals
Contacted us. Come on, man.
What are they doing? Next year.
There we go.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, folks, thank you for joining in. Whatever time it is, whether you're live or not, thank you. Subscribe. We're trying to hit 150 by January.
Yep.
And I believe that is it. See ya.
Good. Peace. Go Dogs.
Go Badgers.
Sure, that too.
Allied Rivals.
And go Bears. I mean the Baylor ones.
Either one works.